Every one of us carries within a compass something deeper than logic, stronger than fear, and wiser than mere circumstance. It's called intuition. Your intuition is your inner guide, your North Star, the subtle voice that nudges you toward your best self. But here's the challenge: fear often drowns it out. Fear whispers louder, telling you to play small, to avoid risk, to stick to the familiar. And when fear takes over, potential stays locked away. The secret is learning how to listen, trust, and act on your intuition. If you can do that, you will break the chains of fear and unlock a potential so vast that it surprises even you. So let's walk through 10 guiding principles, 10 keys that will help you map your North Star, silence fear, and move confidently toward the life you were designed to live. Your intuition is not some mystical force reserved for a select few. It is the natural guidance system every human being possesses. Think of it as your internal compass. When you're lost in the woods, a compass doesn't give you the entire map, but it points you in the right direction. Intuition works the same way. It won't always explain, but it will whisper this way. The problem is most people ignore it. They reason away, or worse, they've been conditioned to distrust themselves. Society praises rationality, data, and analysis, and yes, those are important. But logic alone can't always explain the next step of your journey. Sometimes, what feels right defies numbers, yet leads to breakthroughs. To strengthen your intuition, you must start listening again. That means slowing down. Pay attention to those gut feelings, those quiet hunches, those inner nudges that appear when you're still. Instead of brushing them aside, ask, what is this trying to tell me? The more you follow this compass, the more accurate it becomes. Like a muscle, intuition strengthens with use. And once you begin trusting it, life becomes less about wandering aimlessly and more about walking with certainty. If intuition is your compass, fear is the fog that clouds your vision. Fear whispers 1,000 lies. You're not ready. You'll fail. People will laugh. And because fear shouts so loudly, intuition often gets drowned out. The truth is, fear is not the enemy. It's simply a signal. It points to growth, not danger. Every time you feel fear, it's a sign you're brushing up against something important, something meaningful. That's why your dreams scare you more than your routine does. Fear shows up where potential lies. The mistake most people make is interpreting fear as a stop sign. Instead, see it as a green light. Let fear remind you that you're moving into uncharted territory where your best self can emerge. Without fear, there's no growth. Without risk, there's no reward. The next time fear appears, pause. Don't run. Don't fight. Instead, listen. Ask yourself, is this fear warning me of real danger, or is it simply resisting growth? 90% of the time, you'll find it's the latter. When you start moving despite fear, you weaken its grip. Each small act of courage turns the volume down on fear and turns the volume up on intuition. Before long, fear no longer controls you, it fuels you. Intuition points the way, but it's courage that takes the step. You can sense what's right all day long, but until you act, nothing changes. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's movement in spite of it. Think of courage as the bridge between inner knowing and external reality. Without courage, intuition remains an idea, a possibility that never manifests. But with courage, you begin transforming invisible whispers into visible results. Courage doesn't need to be dramatic. It could be as simple as making a phone call you've been avoiding, taking a small risk in business, or speaking your truth in a conversation. Small acts of courage compound over time, and each one tells your mind, I can trust my intuition. The more you practice courage, the more natural it becomes. One day you'll look back and realize fear still exists, but it no longer dictates your choices. That's when you'll see. Courage doesn't just help you follow intuition. It builds character, resilience, and unshakable confidence. If intuition is the courage is the bridge, then self-trust is the foundation on which it all rests. Without self-trust, you will constantly second-guess yourself, outsource your decisions, and live at the mercy of others' opinions. Self-trust is built by keeping promises to yourself. Every time you commit to something, whether it's waking up earlier, finishing a project, or making healthier choices, and follow through, you send a message. I can rely on me. Slowly, this builds unshakable confidence. But self-trust also requires forgiveness. You'll make mistakes. You'll stumble. You'll take wrong turns. Don't use those moments as evidence against yourself. Instead, see them as lessons that sharpen your compass. Every misstep teaches you something your intuition will later use to guide you more accurately. When you learn to trust yourself, you stop depending on outside validation. You stop waiting for permission. You stop chasing approval. Instead, you begin living authentically, aligned with your true North Star. And here's the secret the world respects: those who trust themselves. When you walk with conviction, others follow. Self-trust is not just personal growth, it's leadership. Intuition alone is powerful, but paired with vision, it becomes unstoppable. Vision is the destination, the North Star you're walking toward. Without vision, intuition can point you somewhere, but you won't know why. With vision, every nudge, every hunch, every inner whisper becomes part of a greater story. Vision doesn't need to be grand at first. It could start simple: better health, stronger relationships, financial independence, or meaningful work. As you grow, your vision expands. What matters is clarity. You need to know what you want. Otherwise, intuition has no framework to guide you. When vision and intuition align, you begin seeing patterns others miss. Opportunities appear, connections form, and paths open that logic alone could never predict. It's not magic, it's focus. A clear vision filters the noise, and intuition points to the next step. Spend time writing your vision. See it. Feel it. Speak it. The clearer it becomes, the stronger your compass grows. With vision as your North Star and intuition as your guide, you'll no longer drift. You'll journey with purpose. Intuition might tell you where to go, but discipline is what keeps you moving. Without discipline, you'll start with enthusiasm, but quit when the path gets difficult. And it always gets difficult. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when feelings waver. It's choosing progress over comfort, consistency over convenience. When discipline supports intuition, You no longer rely on bursts of motivation. You rely on habits that carry you through the valleys as well as the peaks. Think of discipline as the anchor that prevents you from drifting when storms hit. Life will test your commitment. Challenges will arise. Doubt will creep in. But discipline, daily actions repeated over time, ensures you stay on course. When fear tempts you to stop, discipline keeps you moving. When distractions call your name, discipline keeps you focused. And when results don't show up immediately, discipline reminds you, keep going. The harvest is coming. Discipline doesn't stifle freedom. It creates it. The disciplined life may look strict, but it produces the freedom to live on your terms, guided by your intuition and anchored by your consistency. In today's world, noise is everywhere. Social media, news, constant opinions. With so many voices shouting for attention. No wonder people struggle to hear their intuition. If you want to map your North Star, you must learn the art of silence. Silence is not empty, it's full of answers. In silence, the noise fades and the signal grows stronger. That's why your best ideas often come in the shower, during a walk, or in moments of stillness. Your mind quiets, and intuition finally gets a chance to speak. Create intentional silence in your life. Take time daily, even 10 minutes, to disconnect from noise and sit with yourself. Journal your thoughts. Reflect on your choices. Ask questions and wait for answers. You'll be surprised how quickly clarity comes. The stronger your connection to silence, the more confident you become in following intuition. The world will always have noise, but when your inner voice grows louder, the outside world loses its control over you. Silence is not escape. It's strategy. It clears the path, sharpens the compass, and strengthens your North Star. Even with intuition, vision, and discipline, you will face setbacks. That's part of the journey. But setbacks are not signs of failure. They are signals for growth. Resilience is what allows you to turn obstacles into opportunities. When a door closes, intuition whispers, "There's another way." When plans fall apart, resilience says, "This is not the end, it's a redirection." Every challenge you face contains within it the seeds of wisdom that sharpen your compass. Resilience is built by perspective. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" That one shift transforms pain into power. Suddenly, failures are not wasted. They're investments in your future wisdom. Remember, the greatest breakthroughs often come after the greatest setbacks. What breaks others can build you if you remain resilient. Intuition thrives when you trust that no matter what happens, you'll find a way. Resilience ensures that fear doesn't win, mistakes don't define you, and challenges don't stop you. It ensures you keep walking, one step at a time, toward your North Star. Your intuition always leads you toward authenticity, toward being who you really are, not who the world expects you to be. Fear makes us wear masks, play roles, and chase approval. But authenticity sets you free. When you are authentic, you stop living by comparison. You stop pretending. You stop trying to fit into boxes that were never designed for you. Instead, you live aligned. Your thoughts, your words, and actions matching your true self. Authenticity is powerful because it attracts the right people, opportunities, and experiences into your life. The more real you become, the less energy you waste on appearances, and the more energy you have to pursue your vision. The greatest potential is unlocked not by imitating others, but by embracing yourself fully. Intuition always points you back to authenticity, because that's where your unique genius resides. Don't fear standing out. Fear blending in so much that you never discover who you are meant to be. Your North Star doesn't shine by copying others. It shines by being itself. So, must you? When intuition, vision, courage, discipline, and authenticity align, life enters a state of flow. Decisions become clearer, opportunities appear, and progress feels natural. It doesn't mean life becomes easy. It means it becomes purposeful. Alignment is the harmony between who you are, what you believe, and what you do. When you live out of alignment, stress increases, confusion grows, and fear thrives. But when you align, fear loses its grip, and intuition guides you with ease. To find alignment, ask yourself often, does this path reflect my true values? Is this decision consistent with my North Star? If the answer is no, adjust. Small adjustments over time create massive alignment. Alignment doesn't mean perfection. It means direction. It means even when you stumble forward, guided by a compass that always points you home. The ultimate freedom is not having everything, but being aligned with what matters most. That's when life flows, not forced, but fulfilled.